So glad that you're tuning in, whether it be on YouTube or through my email community, or maybe on Facebook, or maybe on Zoom, but you're tuning in today and I'm thrilled to have you. We're working on the last class today. Let me just let my dog in. 1 second here. Come on. The last class in the series of the wealthy way. So it's been a 4-part series that I've been teaching, and I want to be sharing with you today on how to make the money flow. So the topic I'm teaching on will give you greater confidence in receiving and in maintaining and generating more income for yourself. So I see you, Spencer. Welcome. Anyone who's live and joining me on other platforms that I can't see, and for those of you who will be joining soon, welcome. Super glad to see you. I'm going to be sharing with you some of the things we've covered over the last 4 days if you haven't been a part of this training. And I'm also going to be sharing with you a little bit about who I am if you don't know yet, because you could be tuning in and stumbling across me and you don't even know me yet. So my name is Amy Engelmark of amyengelmark.com. And I run a coaching and consulting practice where I'm working with successful established business owners and healthcare leaders and people who are career focused and they want to have more health, wealth, and happiness in their lives. So I believe that we can have all of the abundance that we desire, and we don't have to be exhausted or depleted in the pursuit of that. To enjoy health, wealth, and happiness, we don't have to sacrifice one for the other. So how do I have the permission to actually be here teaching you? Well, I've worked over the past decade with these people groups, I've also personally been able to transition into a life where I have a lot more freedom. I have a lot more security and a lot more stability because I've implemented what I'm going to teach you today and the strategies for income producing activities, the mindset habits that I've practiced daily when I've gone to the spiritual gym and I haven't seen fruit yet in my life. I'm able to apply all of these strategies and these tools to my own life and clients' lives and travel and have adventure and fun. So I come to you with humility and also with proof that what I have to share works and has worked for others. So as we hop in today, make sure that you're coming to this class with a really open mind to receive. Because when you're coming with an open mind to receive, what's really beautiful is you learn things that you didn't think you needed to learn. And maybe you've heard 5, 10 times already, and today is the day that it lands. So I'm going to be sharing with you a tool today to transform your relationship with money. And then I'm going to be sharing with you for the last 10 to 15 minutes, the program that I'm offering right now, and also an opportunity to get mentored by me privately and what that would look like. So let's dive into the training. If I can't see you, or even if I can, I would absolutely love for you to share your energy with me while I'm pulling up my notes. because you make my day so much better because you're a part of it. And if I can hear just one thing that you'd like to learn today, it would really be a gift for me. So if you would like to give me that gift, just chime in with where you're joining from, maybe how we know one another, and one thing you'd like to learn today. That would be a real gift for me. So as I walk you through this tool, it's called Your New Money Reality. I want you to not try and grasp everything today, but rather to take one insight. Just aim to take one insight from this process that I walk you through. And the goal of it is to expand your ability to make and maintain and consistently, continually generate the money that you want. Whether you're in business and you're starting a new arm of business, whether you have multiple businesses and you want to generate that next level of income and hit that money, that financial goal, whether you're a career-focused professional and you want to increase and expand your wealth by contributing in a greater way, and maybe that will bring in income you didn't even know you wanted. Today is all about money and helping you be open to providing service and contributing and adding value to others' lives. And then naturally, money is just a reward. So there's a background here that I want to teach you for this new money reality tool. And we need to know that from a really young age, we're taught what to think about and how to act in relation to money. I know I did. I was taught, and I didn't even know I'd picked up things. It's like walking through the forest and you naturally pick up the scent of the forest. You smell fresh when you return home. Or maybe you pick up the wrong scent and you step in something that the dog left and you bring that home with you. Sometimes we don't know what we don't know, and we pick up a scent or a belief or an experience that impacts how we think and act in relation to money. So today we're peeling off the layers so that you can re-engineer how you think and act in relation to money and develop a new blueprint. So we've become conditioned, and our conditioning creates our habits, and our habits really steer our lives. So when you change your thought patterns, you change your feelings, which changes your habits and actions, and then financial outcome. Yes, yes, it changes your financial outcome. So you can try and use visible tools like delegation in your professional life in order to free up your time to use your strengths and skills and generate income. You can try and use smarter business practices and become more efficient with your time in order to increase your wealth. But the trouble is, that's like gaining tools and not even having a tool belt that will hold the tools to put them in. So I want to give you an example here, and hopefully I won't get myself all wet while I show you this, because I'm using an example that includes water. So bear with me here. If this is you and you are making a pretty good income, or maybe you're not making as much as you want, but you have some in here, some moolah, and you think, okay, well, I'm just going to add this tangible strategy and that should do it. So I have a bowl under here. So you pour all the effort in, the new tools, and oh my goodness, super frustrating. The money somehow leaves your life. It pours right out of your life and you can't maintain the income. It's like something just happens and it eats up your extra money. Or you get a lot of it, but then it doesn't stay. Have you ever experienced that in your life where there's seasons of dryness and seasons of abundance? Or there's, fights in your family to do with money when there's even too much of it because each family member disagrees with how it should be spent. And so it feels uncomfortable to have that much in your life. We need to expand ourselves in order to make, maintain, and continually generate more income. So let's change the picture. Say you're not the wine glass. Say you're a bigger glass. Then you can pour more in and you hold more. It's like the person who goes from making 50,000 to 150,000. You need to change how you think before you can expand your capacity to be able to hold more. And then when you want to make 500,000 or 1 million, your container needs to grow again. So let's get back. I didn't even get that wet, just a little wet. Let's get back to my application of this for you. So expand your ability to make and maintain money consistently. As we grow personally, so does our capability to generate more income. So consider these 3 areas. And if you need to take mad notes because you're like me and you're a note taker, great. I find it good to look back on and helpful to review. So we hear and we experience and see things modeled in our lives that become our financial blueprint. And so we need to consider how these 3 areas have influenced our relationship with money. 1, verbal programming. What did we hear people say about money that maybe is still stuck inside our brains and has become our truth? 2, modeling. What did we see modeled in the world around us, in our personal family situation, maybe because of some wealthy people we took notice of when we were younger, or even as teenagers, or even into our 20s? And 3, specific incidents you experienced. So some of you may have heard my story where I felt like growing up, I couldn't buy new clothes because our family didn't have enough money for that. And it's not a woe is me story, and it's not half as difficult as many people I've heard of. But those incidents going to the thrift store, which I still love thrift store shopping, but I also love buying new clothes. I love the freedom of being able to find joy in having an abundance of money and spending it on extra things that make me feel abundant. So I was left feeling like if we had more, I'd like that. But whenever I looked back on my life as I grew up, I felt bad about wanting more because I felt like then I was an ungrateful person. So a little bit about my life. I want to hear about yours. What did you hear when you were growing up about money, wealth, or rich people? So you might fill in the blank today and you might write, wealthy people are blank. Maybe there's some good things that show up in your answer as well. Maybe rich people never had to earn it themselves. They just got it from their rich family members. And I don't have that situation, so making money is going to be hard for me. Maybe you heard your family being judgmental towards wealthy people, or you heard your family talk about wealthy people like, well, that's nice for them, but that's just not our family. That's just not what our family gets to enjoy. And so let's move on. Money doesn't grow on trees. You should be thankful for what you have. Second, what did your mentors model for you? So some of the things that were modeled to me were hard work, and that I could shoot for the stars and likely hit them. So those are great things that were modeled to me about money. How did your parents manage money? Did one of them do all the money management, and so you adopted a belief that if so and so, like one of my clients, her mom didn't manage the money and money wasn't talked about, so she took on the belief about herself that I'm not a good money manager. And so if I make a lot of money or even make a bit more, then I'll be afraid. This took some research in our coaching sessions, but it'll be too much for me. I'll be overwhelmed. And so I'll just stay with an income that's just enough. And I'm not super satisfied because I want to continue growing my business and my team. You know how convoluted and frustrating that gets when there's two competing goals? I want to increase my wealth, my financial stability and freedom and flexibility, but really I don't, because if I did, I wouldn't know how to manage it well and I'd be overwhelmed. So how about your family situation? Did money come easily for them? Was it a taboo topic? So I'd love to hear you chime in into the chat. Is anything becoming clear for you? Just write the word insight with some exclamation points if something's becoming a little bit more clear or confirming for you. If you have a question, remember to put that in the chat as well, because I can come back to that today. We'll have a bit of time for questions at the end. If you're on Facebook or Zoom, I'll be able to check both. Then our third area of influence that's impacted your relationship with money. And don't think that this doesn't apply to you if you already are very financially wealthy. It does. And I've worked with some very wealthy people, and they still have financial fears. They still have insecurities. They still have beliefs about their value and worth that can sometimes impact their decision to go for a more fulfilling role in the company they're working in, or pursue that cool arm of contribution where they want to make a bigger contribution in the world, but feel too scared to be seen. And that impacts their ability to bring in another stream of income. So our blueprint affects us even if we don't think it does. So the specific incidents that you experienced, what specific emotional incidents may have happened in your life around money, wealth, or rich people? I remember thinking that rich people can't be spiritual. Some of you may have heard me share that before. I didn't consciously think that, but it's something that I discovered later with the help of an outside mentor who had an objective perspective on my life, which is why I work with mentors, because I can't see my blind spots. Or maybe you experienced a time in your youth when you were, you observed a family member working really hard for money. And from that incident, you told yourself, I will never make that much money because I don't want to have a family that's disconnected and never spends time together. You created this belief that I won't be able to have fun. I'll always be tired. It's just not worth it. I'll settle for less than I want financially so that I can have a great personal life. Because if I have to settle for one or the other, I'm going to have a great personal life. So how about you? Any specific incidents that are coming up in your mind right now? Even if you're like, nah, that didn't impact me. If it's coming up right now, it probably did. So don't try and understand it right now and rationalize and edit your notes. Just trust. You can look back at things afterwards. So then I want you to walk through 3 steps. I want you to, 1, understand. I want you to break free. That's the 2nd step. The 3rd is to declare. So to understand, we need to write down what we heard, saw, and got what was modeled and what we experienced, which is what you've been doing, hopefully, as you took the time out of your precious day for yourself. So use this time, or watch the replay as well, so to let it go deeper. The second thing I want to walk you through today is breaking free. You need to know that you have a new choice moving forward to either hold on to the old belief, like it's life or death situation and it's part of your very DNA, that old belief, or to decide to put it down, evaluate it, decide if you want to continue moving forward, holding on to that belief as truth. And if it's helping you, if it's bringing peace and joy and wisdom and growth into your life, those are good signs that it's a good belief to continue holding on to. But if it's creating anxiety and lack and frustration, it's likely not truth. So can you see that your beliefs and experiences, your ways of being, were only learned and not necessarily who you are? They're just things that you picked up. And we have this beautiful freedom and power to choose new truths for us moving forward. So I want you to declare now, if you're up for this, out loud. I want you to declare, hopefully you're in a room where you can, or you can whisper it under your breath. I want you to put your hand over your heart, and you can make separate declarations for each different belief that you noticed came up in your consciousness. What I heard about money isn't necessarily true, or what I saw or I experienced about money isn't necessarily true. I want you to say that. I choose to adopt a new way of thinking about money that supports my happiness and success. I choose to adopt a new way of thinking about money that supports my happiness and my success. And that new way of thinking about money is this. And then fill in the blank with your new way of thinking about money that's in alignment with your values and your principles, the spiritual essence of who we are. So I want you to write that down now. What's your new belief moving forward going to sound like? Remember that what you modeled in the past was someone else's way of thinking. You just might have been allowing it to piggyback on your life, and you don't have to anymore. So you can say, I choose my new way moving forward. This is the Taryn way moving forward. This is the Tanya belief that I'm choosing to believe moving forward. This is Spencer's new truth moving forward. This is my new truth. So I release myself from the old story that I've been telling myself, and I create a new, rich future for myself today, moving forward. From now on, I only keep room inside me for the thoughts and beliefs that empower me. And a cool note, to put your finger on a belief that's causing you problems, just notice any area of anxiety, lack of progress, so stalling, or fearfulness, or apathy, even validating why something's not happening in your life. When you notice that, you can start backtracking like an investigator as to what thought is creating that problem. So any questions coming up before I move forward to give you some tangible money-making ideas and some character requirements for creating financial success? Any questions coming up from that exercise? And feel free to verbally ask them or put them in the chat box or on Facebook, write a comment. If something comes up soon, just drop it in the chat box and I can answer it at the end. So I'm about to move into the offering that I have for you. But before I do, let me give you these 6 ideas to help you increase your visibility, increase the number of people that you reach and help, and add value and be of service and go beyond where other people are going. Remember, you start with where you're at with what you know. That's good enough. What you have is good enough, is more than enough. And you're not meant to help all people. Not meant to help all people. You're meant to help a certain type and group of people. So here's some ideas for you. I'm going to rattle these off, so you might want to listen to this again soon while it's fresh. So number 1 is to open a physical storefront. If you've had that dream in your heart, it's there for a reason. So what could that look like? It might be a meeting place for people, a space for community where people can come and access teaching. Maybe you offer retreats. Number 2 is creating educational content, resources, and tools like podcasts, YouTube, social media videos. This is really important because it gives people a taste of you before they buy the full meal of what you're offering as a product or a service. Remember that if you have a dream in your heart, it's there for a reason. So obviously I'm repeating that because someone who's watching right now or watching the replay needs to hear that the dream's not some silly willy thing that's just pops back into your consciousness and has no purpose. It's part of your purpose here. And we don't have to understand everything before we act on that dream. Number 3 is to gather your personal steps or formula for challenges that you've walked through in life so that you can put that together and create a paid course. And when you do that, yes, it might have similarities to other people, to many other teachers, but people are attracted to buying from you because you are the unique formula they've been looking for. You're the uniqueness. Your uniqueness is actually why they buy from you, your spirit, your energy. They want to learn from you. So don't be afraid that your work has to be totally different and unique from other people's in order for people to purchase from you. It doesn't. Number 4 is to start a membership. Maybe it's a really low price point or it's a very high price point, and you're teaching the strategies that you would teach in that one-off course that is evergreen enrollment. But this membership is a monthly commitment where they can either be in month to month or they can sign up and get a discount for 3, 6, 9, 12 months, whatever you like. The number 5 is to create a new arm of business that you've been thinking of because people need this solution. And you've been hearing more and more, yes, we need this solution, where you offer higher end private consulting or advising for the people who are really serious about creating change in their lives, and they're no longer willing to pay the cost of lost time, lack of happiness, poor sleep, because they keep worrying about this thing and they don't know how to move forward and create progress quickly. High-end consulting or coaching or advising could be the key that you want to offer. So as I wrap up this topic today, know that the more consistent you are, the more likely it is that your actions will pay off, because persistence always pays. It always pays. And sometimes that's the difference between you and someone else who just wasn't willing to give it one more go. You're going to need to bring along with you, if you envision carrying bags on this journey forward, you're going to bring with you humility, because pride comes before a fall. And if we get all hot on ourselves and we think we're better than everyone else, or we think we know it all, we're going to hit the dust. And at some point, it's going to hurt. So keep an open mind. Bring with you humility, belief in yourself, even when it's difficult. Sometimes you need to borrow that belief from someone else before you've fully developed it for yourself. Sometimes you go through big valleys and you need to reach out again for more belief. And also bring courage. And courage is stimulated from remembering why you're on this journey in the first place to increase your wealth. It's because you want to serve and you want to help and you want to contribute and you want to be that solution that people are looking for. Why else would you show up on this call unless you wanted to receive something valuable, right? So that's why I'm showing up for you. And then the two last requirements you want to bring with you are support and community. We can't grow alone. We can, but it takes a lot longer and it's a lot less fun, in my opinion, when you're not surrounded by real humans, real people who are each dedicated to serve and to grow, and then to enjoy the reward, the financial reward, and the reward of fulfillment from stepping into a greater level of service. So let me tell you about this opportunity to work with me moving forward. There's two opportunities. There's private mentorship with me, which could be anywhere from 3, 6, or 9 months long, depending on what help you're looking for. And there's also the Wealthy Way program that I am launching in late October. And so you would apply for that by reaching out to me over email if you're interested in one of the spots. Let me share with you my email in the chat here. And then I can give you more information about what's included, what I'll be teaching. So reach out there today if you want more info. The Wealthy Way is made up of people who are committed to living outside their comfort zones. They don't want to play in the box. They want to live out of the box and enjoy the results of that personal growth. And they're willing to do the quiet work, the work behind the scenes that other people are not committed to doing, because they know that that consistency pays off. They trust in someone or something greater and are willing to give up control and develop belief so that they don't have to run the race alone, which is part of the reason why we meet in the community and I teach on a weekly basis, is so that you can be fortified and strengthened inside with the mental skills and the habits necessary for success, necessary for financial growth, and necessary for career expansion and contribution. So a few of the details: we meet for 6 months and we start late October, like I said, and our goal is to increase money and wealth in each and all areas of your life. And so we've been talking this week about what that looks like. And for you, it could look like financial increase as well as increase in the quality of your connections in your family or your love life. It could be a massive improvement in how you take care of yourself and prioritize yourself as your finances increase. Might be different for everyone. So the community is a big part of this group because we all need support. The self-awareness that you'll develop in order to transform your capacity to receive, just like I was talking about with this glass, you want to have the capacity to hold the finances that you make so that they don't drain out of your life mysteriously. You want to be able to keep it and continue to grow your finances so that you can, one, be helping more people, two, enjoy the life that you want to enjoy with the fun, whatever that looks like for you, and three, so that you can show other people what's possible. And it doesn't have to be heavy and it doesn't have to be exhausting. There is strategy that I'd like to teach you behind this. So in this program, well, I'll be helping you to sharpen your skill sets that you already have and develop out the ones that you need in order to sustain growth and increase your happiness. So I have 6 spaces available in that program, and I'd love to work with you if you're someone who wants to speed up your progress and develop wealth in all of these areas we've been talking about. There's a big difference between someone who is trying to get new health gains at the gym by themselves and someone who hires a coach in the gym. They're going to get faster results because the coach has experience that the individual doesn't. They've walked the path already. They have the skills and the knowledge and the experience, and they can help you speed up your progress. It's just a given. It's why people hire coaches all over the world. It's why I hire coaches. I've worked with a business coach right now. I've worked with a spiritual coach. And each person helps me see my blind spots. They give me up-leveled perspective and strategy that I didn't have before. I want to save time. I'm all about expediting my dreams. And if that's you, reach out to me today and we'll talk about each opportunity. Private coaching for those who are serious, they are no longer willing to pay the cost. And you might want to ask yourself, what cost, be honest with yourself, what cost am I paying if I don't choose to move forward and get help? And if instead I try and do it on my own? And both are fine options. This is just what your options are on the table right now. So that's your decision I'm going to leave you with today is, do I want to do this on my own and figure out the tools that I need and the strategies to implement that will make my work light and make creating financial abundance and happiness and health easier? Or do I want to have someone on my side who will walk through the fire when I need to walk through the fire and celebrate on the mountaintops when I've hit my goals? And celebrate all the milestones before I hit my big mountaintop goal. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for trusting me. Share this video with a friend. I would so appreciate it. I know they will too. And I am celebrating what's coming for you because I can feel it. Any questions before I wrap up today? Happy to take them now. All right. Thanks for joining me live. And you're so welcome. Thank you for coming. Lots of love to you, and hopefully see you on the inside soon.